Good morning again. Chaplain Ace here, and I wanted to talk about some things that I've noticed while being on YouTube, that there are a lot of theists who aren't, how should I say, they aren't, I guess, big name evangelists. They're kind of like me. They're just on YouTube making videos and sharing their faith. But the one thing that I've noticed that I keep coming across is that they seem to kind of skew everything to the way of saying that a atheist is completely wrong, and the argument, and they keep going around in an argument, or they just come out with a video blatantly saying, what was it that Joshua Fierstein said, that a tornado could rip through a junkyard and at the other end come out with a beautiful Lamborghini. All right, that's a stretch. I would love to see it. I would love to have a Lamborghini, and especially, if it came free at the end of a tornado ripping through a junkyard. But I think that on a grander scale, there's a big difference when it comes to looking at it from the tornado ripping through a junkyard to the actual creation of human beings. And I mean, you can use the word creation however you want. I think even a person that believes in an evolutionary, or the evolution of humans, or the evolution of what we have, is going to be a stretch from, not okay, I take that back. It's not a stretch, but it's, you can use the word created all at the same time, is what I'm trying to say. Is the created can be stretched across both boundaries of thought, both schools of thought. I know for one that, for me, reading the Bible, knowing that it's the Word of God, knowing that it is the inerrant Word of God, I know that that's where I get my rule and guide from. That's where I get my beliefs from. That's where, somebody doesn't have to tell me what to believe. I can believe on my own. And, I choose to read the Bible. I choose to look at the Bible, and I choose to study the Bible. I choose to be a Christian. I choose to give my life to Christ. I choose to work in the church. I choose to be a chaplain. I choose to do all of these things out of choice, and God has given me that free will to me. God has given me everything that I have. Now, you could call it, well, okay, you were given things in life. No, I wasn't raised with a silver spoon, but to me, God has given me a comfortable life. Now, do I believe in taking money from people just so I can live better? No. To me, it's God's money. If it ever comes down to the point where people want to start giving offerings to me, that's God's money, and it has to be used for God. Whether that's paying for mission trips, whether that's paying for, feeding the hungry, whether that's for, helping kids go back to school, helping families, that kind of stuff. And no, I don't need to set up a GoFundMe site for a $20,000 camera, because, I can go to Verizon and get my iPhone, and I have a pretty good camera. I don't need a camera. I don't need, anything like that. And so, to me, it baffles my mind, these guys that take a check and then, want to go ahead and show off all of their riches. Well, you know, hey, it's okay. In the Bible, it says that you could live a comfortable existence, but where is the end of comfortable, and where is lavish? You know, where does lavish begin? I don't think God really wants us to live in a lifestyle where we have the 27 bedroom house with 30 bathrooms and an Olympic-sized swimming pool in the back that you can cover during the winter. I honestly don't think that, nor do I honestly feel that that's going to bring happiness. You know, I think a lot of theists put off this front of, you know, oh, you know, come to our church, give us your money, and you will be blessed. Well, yes, come to our church, give us your money, but that's a tithing. That's an offering. That's a tithe. I did a while back on a different channel, I did a debate back and forth with a gentleman from England who he and I debated whether tithing was biblical or not. And I said tithing was biblical. He said tithing wasn't biblical. It was speaking of the Old Testament, and it never really speaks of how much or what. You know, back then it was food, and you know, and there was only one instance in which 10% was given. But I can show you in the Bible. I want to say it's in Malachi. I want to say, I can't remember the verse off the top of my head, but I know it's in Malachi. That's the one place and the one item that God says, test me on. God will tell you, test me on in this area. And it says that He's going to bless you. And it's right there, black and white, in the Bible. No matter which version you get, you're looking at Malachi. And I mean, you could even type in Google, you know, what Bible verse said, did God say, test me? And it'll come up. And my phone is recording, so I can't do that. And I don't remember off the top of my head, nor do I have my Bible sitting next to me, and I don't think... I'm not ready to meet Jesus right now at the moment, so I'll just try to keep my eyes on the road and the camera at the same time. Yeah, so that's the one area that He says, test me. And if that's the one area that He says, test me, then I think that's pretty important. Just for my own deduction. Now let's get back to the arguments that I see. You know, I follow a lot of atheists. Bible Reloaded. I follow Armored Skeptic. I follow. I watched a few of the Amazing Atheists. He's kind of too loud, too rambunctious for me. And I can't really follow him because he talks so fast, and all the stuff he says I can't keep up. So maybe I'm handicapped in that area or something. Then, you know, I watch theists, or so-called theists. I watched G-Man. I watched Josh Fierstein. I watched Veckel. I've watched, you know, different theists. Oh, and I've also watched the Cult of Dusty and the Atheist Experience. Just because I like to see all sides. I like to understand where other people are coming from. The one that really amuses me right now is the Armored Skeptic. More than likely, I think I'll be buying his t-shirt this month. Just because I really like it, and the guy cracks me up. I mean, I don't know what his IQ is, but he's a pretty smart guy. And yeah, so yeah, I watch those. just because of the simple fact that you have to have an open mind. You have to know what others think. So to me, what the atheists think is important. It's very important to me on what an atheist says. It's very important to me what theists are saying, because sometimes I honestly think that some things get twisted around, and I think that some things get to the point of where we get away from what we're actually trying to say. We get away from where we're headed. We're getting away from all the stuff that the argument should really be about. And it shouldn't really even be an argument. It should be more of an educational, atheist, armored skeptic, love you. I definitely know that he's come from a Christian background in the past, and now he's definitely not. And I think that, do I think that people in that situation could come to Christ? Of course. People come to Christ every day. I mean, Muslims come to Christ, Hindus come to Christ, atheists even come to Christ. So I don't see why not. Why couldn't certain people from YouTube watch a video from a guy with his hat turned backwards, looking like Josh Fierstein, but quieter, and wonder, what is it that Christ has to offer me, and what is it that I'm looking for, and you might just find it, or you might not. I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to put you down. I'm not here to say that just because you're an atheist you're wrong, or just because you believe in this you're wrong. Hey, you're grown. You're entitled to your opinion. You're entitled to free thought, free will. That God gave us free will. Now you can believe that God gave us free will, or you can believe that we're just floating through life, and at the end of the rainbow, that's it. We're done, and we're taking a dirt nap. And we obviously don't have any conscience before we were born, and nor should we have conscience after we're born, or after we die, excuse me. So with that, I'm going to leave you there. I think I've rambled on enough. But anyway, I hope you all are blessed. Chaplain Ace out. Love you.